Chief Deputy Matthew Wade of the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office playing a moving rendition of Amazing Grace during the 70th anniversary celebration of D-Day at the Berman Museum of World History. It was June 6 of 1944 that more than 160,000 Allied troops landed along a 50-mile stretch of strongly guarded French coastline to battle the Nazis on the beaches of Normandy, France.
General Dwight D. Eisenhower called the operation a crusade in which we will accept nothing less than full victory. And victory is what the Allies gained. More than 300 people gathered at the ceremony to pay their respects and remember the heroes of that invasion. James Dozier, who was a staff sergeant in World War II, shared the day with fellow veterans and his wife of over 70 years. He listened to the speeches and reacted with pride and patriotism. Dozier says the success of D-Day laid the framework for the freedoms we have today.
I just think it's great to be remembered. I really do. It's not, like I said, not for anything that I did, but for what was done. They gave us a shirt when we went on a flight. It said, it had some printing on the back. It said, if you can read this, thank a teacher. If you can read it in English, thank a veteran.
Guest speaker Brigadier General Charles L. Gable spoke to the attendees about the sacrifices and professionalism of the soldiers who gave their lives 70 years ago fighting to end the Nazi reign over Europe.
I think it's important for us to honor the veterans, particularly those in honor of D-Day, but also we teach our young children how important it is to have honor and integrity and always remember those that made sacrifices on their behalf.
The ceremony included music from the Alabama National Guard Brass Quintet, a flag ceremony from the East Central Alabama Young Marines, and singing from the Heart Notes of Parker Memorial Baptist Church. Rear Admiral W. Kent Davis presented a special recognition to the World War II veterans and spoke of their greatness.
It is great to be out here to honor what everybody calls the greatest generation and think of the sacrifices they made not only in World War II but especially on June 6, 1944. On a personal note, my father was one of the troops who came ashore a few days after the Normandy invasion, fought in Europe, ended up getting wounded in the Battle of the Bulge. So my family has been raised with stories about the sacrifices of World War II.
More than 5,000 ships and 13,000 aircraft supported the D-Day invasion, and by day's end, the Allies had gained a foothold in continental Europe. The cost in lives on D-Day was high. More than 9,000 Allied soldiers were killed or wounded, but their sacrifice allowed more than 100,000 soldiers to begin the slow, hard march across Europe to defeat Hitler's troops.